Have you ever heard about someone who looked perfectly healthy? Someone who exercised, ate clean, had no obvious health problems, and yet suddenly suffered a heart attack? It shocks everyone. People say the same thing every time. But he was so healthy, or she worked out every day. And that's the moment when fear quietly enters our minds. Because if healthy people can have heart attacks, then what are we missing? Today we're going to uncover something that most people never talk about. Heart attacks don't always happen to people who are overweight, inactive, or visibly unhealthy. In fact, thousands of people who appear strong, energetic, and healthy suffer heart attacks every single year. And the reason is often hidden beneath the surface, silently building over time without obvious warning signs. In this video, I'm going to walk you through why healthy people can still have heart attacks, the hidden risk factors most people ignore, and most importantly, what you can start doing today to protect your heart. First, we need to understand something very important. A heart attack doesn't just happen overnight. It's usually the result of years of slow changes inside the body. Even when someone looks fit on the outside, the inside of the arteries can tell a completely different story. Inside your heart are blood vessels called coronary arteries. These arteries carry oxygen-rich blood to the heart muscle so it can keep beating properly. Over time, fatty deposits known as plaque can start building up along the walls of these arteries. This process is called atherosclerosis. The scary part is that plaque buildup often happens silently. You can feel perfectly fine while these deposits slowly narrow the arteries. Then one day, a plaque can suddenly rupture, causing a blood clot that blocks blood flow to the heart. When the heart muscle stops receiving oxygen, that's when a heart attack occurs. Now here's where things get surprising. Many people assume that if they're thin, active, and eating relatively well, their arteries must be clear. But that's not always true. Genetics play a massive role in heart health. Some people inherit a higher tendency to develop plaque buildup regardless of their lifestyle. You might know someone who seems to eat anything they want and never gains weight, yet their cholesterol levels are extremely high. That's because their body processes fats differently. There's actually a condition called familial hypercholesterolemia, where people are born with extremely high cholesterol levels due to genetic mutations. These individuals may look healthy and active, yet their arteries can develop plaque much earlier in life. Another reason healthy people experience heart attacks is hidden inflammation. Inflammation is the body's natural defense system, but chronic low-grade inflammation can damage blood vessels over time. This type of inflammation can come from sources people rarely think about, such as chronic stress, poor sleep, environmental toxins, or even untreated infections. When blood vessel walls become inflamed, they become more vulnerable to plaque buildup and rupture. Many people focus only on diet and exercise, but overlook the powerful effect that stress and inflammation can have on the heart. Speaking of stress, this is one of the biggest silent threats to heart health, even among people who seem physically fit. Imagine someone who exercises every morning, eats salads and smoothies, but spends the entire day under intense pressure. Deadlines, financial worries, relationship problems, or constant anxiety keep their body in a state of stress. When stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline stay elevated for long periods, they increase blood pressure, raise blood sugar, and damage blood vessels. Over time, this creates the perfect environment for heart disease. In fact, some heart attacks are triggered by sudden emotional stress. There's even a condition sometimes called broken heart syndrome, where intense emotional shock can temporarily weaken the heart muscle. Another hidden factor is undiagnosed high blood pressure. Many people assume they would feel it if their blood pressure was high, but the truth is that hypertension is often called the silent killer. You can have dangerously high blood pressure for years without experiencing any obvious symptoms. During that time, the constant pressure damages artery walls and makes them more prone to plaque buildup and rupture. Someone may look healthy and energetic, while their arteries are quietly being stressed every single day. Cholesterol is another misunderstood piece of the puzzle. Many people think cholesterol problems only happen if you eat a lot of unhealthy food. While diet does play a role, cholesterol levels are also strongly influenced by genetics, hormones, and metabolism. Some people with seemingly healthy diets still have high levels of LDL cholesterol, which is often referred to as bad cholesterol. LDL particles can penetrate the artery walls and contribute to plaque formation. Even more concerning is something called small, dense LDL particles, which are more likely to cause damage than larger particles. Without proper blood tests, people may never realize they have this risk. Let's also talk about exercise, because this surprises a lot of people. Exercise is incredibly beneficial for heart health, but intense exercise without proper recovery can sometimes place stress on the heart. Endurance athletes, for example, sometimes develop subtle changes in their heart structure over many years of extreme training. This doesn't mean exercise is dangerous. In fact, regular moderate exercise is one of the best ways to protect your heart. But it does remind us that health is about balance, not extremes. Another overlooked issue is sleep. Many people who appear healthy are actually chronically sleep deprived. Sleep is not just rest for the brain, it's a critical repair time for the entire body, including the cardiovascular system. During deep sleep, blood pressure drops, stress hormones decrease, and the body performs essential maintenance on blood vessels. When someone consistently sleeps only 4 or 5 hours per night, the body remains in a state of stress. Over time, this increases the risk of high blood pressure, inflammation, and heart disease. Sleep disorders like sleep apnea are particularly dangerous because they repeatedly interrupt breathing during the night, causing sudden drops in oxygen levels and placing enormous strain on the heart. Blood sugar levels are another factor that can quietly increase heart attack risk. Even people who are not diagnosed with diabetes can have insulin resistance, a condition where the body struggles to regulate blood sugar properly. Insulin resistance leads to higher blood sugar levels, which can damage blood vessels and increase inflammation. This condition often develops silently for years before becoming obvious. There's also the role of lifestyle habits that seem harmless, but slowly damage the heart. For example, sitting for long periods every day has been linked to increased cardiovascular risk, even among people who exercise regularly. Someone might go to the gym for an hour, but then spend the rest of the day sitting at a desk or in front of screens. Prolonged sitting slows circulation, affects metabolism, and can contribute to plaque buildup over time. Another factor is dehydration. Many people don't drink enough water throughout the day, especially when they are busy. Dehydration thickens the blood slightly and can make circulation less efficient. While this alone doesn't cause heart attacks, it can add stress to the cardiovascular system when combined with other risk factors. Smoking, even occasional smoking, remains one of the strongest triggers for heart attacks. Some people believe that if they only smoke socially or occasionally, it doesn't matter. But even small amounts of tobacco can damage blood vessel walls, increase clotting, and accelerate plaque buildup. The chemicals in cigarette smoke are extremely harmful to the cardiovascular system. Air pollution is another modern risk factor that people rarely consider. Tiny particles in polluted air can enter the bloodstream through the lungs and trigger inflammation in blood vessels. Studies have shown that people living in areas with high air pollution have a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes, even if they otherwise live healthy lifestyles. Now let's talk about warning signs, because this is where awareness can save lives. Many heart attacks are preceded by subtle symptoms that people dismiss. These can include unusual fatigue, shortness of breath, mild chest discomfort, pain in the jaw or arm, nausea, or sudden dizziness. The problem is that these symptoms can be mild or vague, so people assume they're caused by stress, indigestion, or tiredness. Women in particular often experience less typical symptoms, which is why heart attacks in women are sometimes misdiagnosed. The most powerful thing you can do is pay attention to changes in your body. If something feels unusual or persistent, it's worth getting checked. Simple medical tests can reveal risk factors long before a heart attack occurs. Blood pressure checks, cholesterol tests, blood sugar tests, and heart imaging can all provide valuable insight into your cardiovascular health. Prevention doesn't require extreme changes, but it does require awareness and consistency. Eating a balanced diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, and lean proteins, helps reduce inflammation and support healthy cholesterol levels. Regular physical activity improves circulation, strengthens the heart muscle, and helps regulate blood pressure. Managing stress through relaxation techniques, breathing exercises, or simply taking time to unwind can significantly reduce the burden on your heart. Quality sleep is another pillar of heart health. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night and address any sleep problems like snoring or sleep apnea. Staying hydrated, limiting processed foods, and avoiding smoking can also dramatically reduce cardiovascular risk. Regular health checkups are essential, even if you feel perfectly fine. Many of the biggest risk factors for heart attacks develop silently. Catching them early gives you the opportunity to make adjustments before serious damage occurs. The key message here is that being healthy on the outside doesn't always tell the whole story. True heart health involves many factors working together: genetics, lifestyle, stress levels, sleep quality, and regular medical monitoring. When you understand these hidden risks, you gain the power to take control of your health in a much deeper way. And perhaps the most important thing to remember is that prevention is incredibly powerful. Small daily choices, repeated over time, can dramatically strengthen and protect your heart. By staying informed, listening to your body, and maintaining balanced habits, you can reduce your risk and give your heart the support it needs to keep beating strong for years to come. Because in the end, the goal isn't just to look healthy, it's to truly be healthy where it matters most, inside your heart. And there's another risk that almost no one talks about, especially when people are trying to become healthier as quickly as possible. It's something that seems positive on the surface, something that is praised in society and celebrated on social media: rapid weight loss, extreme dieting. Many people believe that the faster they lose weight, the healthier they will become. But the human body doesn't always work that way. When weight loss happens too quickly or through extreme methods, it can place unexpected stress on the heart and the entire cardiovascular system. The heart is not just a pump that works independently from the rest of the body. It responds to everything happening around it: nutrition levels, hormone balance, hydration, electrolyte levels, and the availability of energy. When someone suddenly cuts their calorie intake drastically, the body enters a survival mode. Instead of simply burning fat, the body begins making emergency adjustments to conserve energy and protect vital organs. These changes affect metabolism, hormone levels, and even the rhythm of the heart itself. When calorie intake drops too low, the body may begin breaking down not only fat, but also muscle tissue for energy. Many people forget that the heart itself is a muscle. If the body is constantly deprived of proper nutrients and protein, muscle loss can occur throughout the body, including subtle weakening of the heart muscle over time. This doesn't mean that moderate weight loss harms the heart. In fact, gradual weight loss can significantly improve cardiovascular health. The problem arises when weight loss becomes extreme, unbalanced, or too rapid for the body to safely adapt. Another issue that occurs during aggressive dieting is the disruption of electrolytes. Electrolytes such as potassium, sodium, magnesium, and calcium play a crucial role in controlling the electrical signals that regulate heartbeats. Every heartbeat depends on a precise balance of these minerals. When someone drastically cuts food intake, uses harsh detox diets, or follows very restrictive eating patterns, electrolyte levels can shift quickly, Even small imbalances can interfere with the electrical system of the heart. This is why some people who engage in extreme dieting may experience symptoms like dizziness, heart palpitations, fatigue, or irregular heart rhythms. In severe cases, electrolyte disturbances can trigger dangerous arrhythmias, where the heart beats too fast, too slow, or in an abnormal pattern. The scary part is that these symptoms are often dismissed. People may think they simply feel weak because they are dieting, when in reality, the body is struggling to maintain normal cardiovascular function. Rapid weight loss can also affect blood pressure regulation. When the body suddenly loses weight and fluid at a fast pace, blood pressure may drop too low. This can lead to episodes of lightheadedness or fainting, especially when standing up quickly. The heart has to work harder to maintain proper circulation throughout the body, which places additional strain on the cardiovascular system. There's also the issue of nutrient deficiencies that can develop during extreme diets. Many crash diets eliminate entire food groups in an attempt to produce quick results. Some diets drastically restrict carbohydrates, others eliminate fats, and some involve extremely low calorie intake. While short-term restrictions might not seem harmful, prolonged nutrient deficiencies can have serious consequences for the heart. For example, the heart relies on B vitamins to support energy production within heart cells. Without enough B vitamins, the heart may not generate energy efficiently. Magnesium plays a key role in maintaining normal heart rhythm and relaxing blood vessels. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure and electrical signals within the heart. Omega-3 fatty acids support healthy blood vessels and reduce inflammation. When diets eliminate foods that provide these nutrients, the heart gradually becomes more vulnerable. Another surprising effect of rapid weight loss is the stress it places on the gallbladder and liver, which indirectly influences heart health. When the body burns fat at an accelerated rate, the liver must process large amounts of fatty acids released into the bloodstream. This sudden shift in fat metabolism can temporarily increase cholesterol levels in some people, even if they are losing weight. These changes may contribute to plaque instability in individuals who already have hidden artery buildup. Hormonal shifts are another powerful factor. The body regulates weight through a complex network of hormones that control hunger, metabolism, and energy balance. When calorie intake drops dramatically, hormones such as leptin, ghrelin, cortisol, and thyroid hormones begin to shift. These hormonal changes can slow metabolism, increase stress levels, and alter the way the heart responds to physical activity and stress. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, tends to rise when the body perceives starvation or severe calorie restriction. Elevated cortisol levels can raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and promote fat storage around vital organs. Even someone who appears to be losing weight quickly might still be experiencing internal stress responses that place strain on the cardiovascular system. Another issue that often accompanies rapid weight loss is dehydration. Many crash diets lead to quick water loss rather than true fat loss during the early stages. When carbohydrate intake drops sharply, the body releases stored glycogen from muscles and the liver. Glycogen holds water, so when it is depleted, the body releases large amounts of fluid. This sudden loss of water weight may make the scale drop quickly, but it can also reduce blood volume. Lower blood volume means the heart has less fluid to pump through the circulatory system. This can cause fatigue, weakness, and difficulty maintaining normal blood pressure. If dehydration becomes significant, it can also affect electrolyte balance, which again increases the risk of abnormal heart rhythms. Some people also combine extreme dieting with intense exercise in an attempt to accelerate weight loss. While exercise is beneficial when balanced properly, combining very low calorie intake with heavy physical training can overwhelm the body. The heart requires energy to support physical activity. Without adequate fuel, the body struggles to maintain stable blood sugar levels and proper circulation during workouts. This combination of calorie restriction and intense exercise can lead to a condition known as relative energy deficiency. In this state, the body simply doesn't have enough energy available to support all of its physiological functions. The heart, muscles, immune system, and hormonal system all begin to operate under strain. Over time, this can weaken the body and increase cardiovascular stress. Psychological stress also plays a role in extreme dieting. Many crash diets involve strict rules, constant calorie counting, and intense pressure to achieve rapid results. This can create a cycle of anxiety, frustration, and emotional strain. Chronic stress triggers the release of adrenaline and cortisol, which increase heart rate and blood pressure. Even though someone may appear physically healthier due to weight loss, their internal stress levels may actually be rising. Another factor that people rarely consider is how rapid weight loss affects the structure of the heart itself. When body weight changes dramatically in a short period of time, the heart must quickly adjust to new demands. Blood volume, circulation patterns, and metabolic requirements all shift. These rapid adjustments can be challenging for the cardiovascular system, particularly if someone already has underlying heart risk factors. Research has also shown that weight cycling, repeatedly losing and regaining weight, can place additional stress on the heart. Many people who follow extreme diets lose weight quickly, only to regain it later when the diet becomes unsustainable. This repeated cycle of loss and regain can affect blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and metabolic stability. Over time, these fluctuations may increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. It's also important to recognize that not all weight loss methods are the same. Gradual, balanced weight loss achieved through sustainable lifestyle changes tends to support heart health. When people focus on nourishing foods, regular physical activity, adequate sleep, and stress management, the body adapts slowly and safely. The heart becomes stronger, blood pressure improves, and cholesterol levels often decrease. But when weight loss becomes extreme, the body interprets it as a threat to survival. Instead of thriving, the body shifts into protective mechanisms designed to conserve energy. The heart must adapt to these changes, sometimes under difficult conditions. Another interesting point is how extreme dieting can affect blood clotting. Severe calorie restriction and dehydration can slightly thicken the blood, making circulation less efficient. When blood becomes more concentrated, the risk of clot formation may increase in certain situations. If a clot forms and blocks a coronary artery, it can trigger a heart attack even in someone who appears physically fit. Many people are surprised to learn that the heart requires a consistent supply of energy to function properly. Unlike some organs that can store energy, the heart relies heavily on a continuous flow of nutrients and oxygen through the bloodstream. When energy intake becomes severely restricted, the body must carefully prioritize where its limited resources go. Vital organs like the brain and heart are protected, but even they can feel the effects when nutrient supply becomes too limited. Another challenge arises when people use extreme weight loss methods that rely heavily on stimulants. Some diets include fat-burning supplements, excessive caffeine, or other stimulant substances that claim to accelerate metabolism. These substances can increase heart rate and blood pressure, placing additional stress on the cardiovascular system. When combined with dehydration and electrolyte imbalance, stimulants can further increase the risk of irregular heart rhythms. Sleep disturbances often appear during aggressive dieting as well. Hunger hormones increase, blood sugar levels fluctuate, and stress hormones rise. All of these factors can disrupt sleep patterns. Poor sleep has a powerful effect on heart health. When the body is sleep deprived, blood pressure tends to rise, inflammation increases, and the heart must work harder throughout the day. Even the immune system can weaken during extreme calorie restriction. When the body lacks essential nutrients, it struggles to maintain its normal defenses. Chronic inflammation and infections can place additional strain on the cardiovascular system, further increasing stress on the heart. One of the most important lessons here is that the body values stability. The heart functions best when it operates in a balanced environment, where nutrients, hydration, hormones, and energy levels remain relatively stable. Sudden, drastic changes disrupt this balance. While the body is incredibly resilient and capable of adapting to many challenges, rapid and extreme weight loss can push it into a state where adaptation becomes more difficult. People who lose weight slowly and steadily often see improvements not just in appearance, but also in blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and metabolic health. Their heart becomes more efficient, their blood vessels become more flexible, and inflammation gradually decreases. These improvements occur because the body has time to adjust and strengthen itself. In contrast, extreme dieting often focuses only on the number on the scale. But the scale doesn't tell the full story of what's happening inside the body. Rapid weight loss may look impressive in the short term, but if it comes at the expense of nutrient balance, hydration, muscle preservation, and hormonal stability, the heart may be under significant stress. The healthiest approach to weight loss is one that supports the body rather than fighting against it. Eating balanced meals that include healthy fats, lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals allows the heart to receive the nutrients it needs. Moderate physical activity strengthens the cardiovascular system without overwhelming it. Adequate sleep allows the body to repair and regulate hormones. Managing stress keeps blood pressure and inflammation under control. When these factors come together, the body gradually moves toward a healthier weight while maintaining strong cardiovascular function. The heart doesn't have to struggle to adapt, and the risk of sudden complications becomes much lower. The key is understanding that health is not just about losing weight quickly. True health is about creating an environment inside the body where every system, including the heart, can function at its best. Extreme dieting and rapid weight loss may promise fast results, but the heart often prefers patience, balance, and steady progress.